I told Eddie I'd do an aftermath for him, so we're going to be doing an aftermath for him. This is the 2010 Hyundai Elantra stock class. Stock bumper, no doubles, no nothing. Eddie actually did very well. I didn't watch him in his heat, but I did watch him in the finals. I believe he took 5th in his heat, because as soon as you could take 5th, he took 5th, which gets you an automatic pass to the feature, where they don't really... you don't really have to waste your car in the heat, because there is no prizes for the heat. It's just bragging rights. So he won his chance in the feature, and I think it was probably a better idea that he did do that. He ended up going in the feature with this tire flat and that tire flat. Even though I did bring spares for him, he never actually put them on. He didn't really put a whole lot of effort into it, this car. He built it in about 3 days, just in the cold outside here. It's probably about -10 today, so... we have taken his gas tank and his battery out of it and his switches and all that stuff, but he had a little problem with tech because he had a leaky fuel tank. But after he siliconed it up, because I did bring silicone, he was able to pass. Car did okay. It did catch fire in the feature, but it's because he never took the radiator fan out and it kind of came into the exhaust manifold. But honestly, he did really good. He started sandbagging a little bit in the feature, but he had to. Everybody else was. He had to get the place that he did. He moved nothing electrical on this. His fuse panel's right here. He hasn't even opened it. His airbox, he never did anything to the airbox. The car came pretty good. This strut is actually bent, so he couldn't put a full size on it to get it off the trailer. Frame did take a very hard kink, just right there. Both the two front driver doors open. I haven't tried the rear ones, but I don't think they'll open. But the two front driver doors do open on this car. The back, he did use the back quite a bit. This was a trunk car. This was not a hatch car. The tow hooks kind of pulled out because we pulled it off with this truck because it was on another trailer. But realistically, the floor stayed pretty straight. This car did get used up very well. And again, this was a winter derby. There wasn't a whole lot of traction. A lot of the bigger, heavy cars couldn't get up their speed to do a lot of damage. Oh, look at this door does open. So the damage was kind of a little bit less than your average show for stock class, but it did okay. The car did actually pretty good. If we were able to hard nose it, cut the 6 inches off and put a better bumper, get rid of the radiators, loop the lines, I think that would have been a little bit better in the front. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. But sub never bent. The sub kind of did squat a bit in the front because he was kind of using it as his bumper. But the sub never bent. The frame rails did bend, but it's only because of the amount of leverage that we put on it. I bet you if you shorten this up to the crush boxes, which is if you get rid of this, just run that. I did start cutting off the front to get the catalytic out, but I figured I'd make this video first. But car did pretty good, you know. It did go in there with a miss. It does have a bad spark, a bad cylinder. But once the car warms up, it's usually pretty good. He never lost the alternator belt. The car's still charging. He still has water pump. He still has power steering. He just doesn't have the AC, but I'm pretty sure that was cut before we went in. Again, this car was super easy to build. He didn't put that much effort into it, and the payout seemed to be pretty good. He ended up getting 3rd overall. So congratulations, Eddie. Took home a trophy, which is a very nice thing to do. But we're going to get this thing cut apart here and get it on the trailer ready for scrap. We've got to take the catalytic off of it. We're going to cut the front of the frame off, throw it in the inside. Going to get rid of that VW door over there and the VW grill because people have wanted this stuff and told me they're coming and never did. We're just going to do a little bit of a cleanup, get rid of all the Mini Cooper glass. So we're going to do that here today. But yeah, congratulations, Eddie. And the Elantra did pretty good, guys. Yeah, that's what the front of this thing looks like once I got the frame cut off. Not much to the front of the bumper, that's for sure. But on stock class, guys, this is why you don't run fans. The fan came into the exhaust manifold, caught fire. He was 3rd place when this happened, and I guess the rules changed for this promoter. As soon as you catch fire once, you're DQ'd. There we go. So, yeah, stock class, do not run fans. Yeah, we're just going to get this thing cut off here now, and then we will start filling her up with scrap. So we got it all buttoned down, and for you guys looking to build Hyundais here in the future, maybe some things you should look out for is this motor mount. If we could make this solid, that'd probably do much, much better. Now, I don't know if that would wreck the transmission there. I'm not 100% sure. Alternator is kind of in an okay location. Once the frame bends into it, you seem to be okay. But if that sub bends, it's going to knock off your oil filter. So maybe if we could come up with some kind of crazy oil filter delete on this, I'm not sure. We'll have to take a look into that, or maybe buy a shorter filter. And the struts are not super strong on this. As you guys can see, she's folded right over. But it folded over and hit the frame, so it couldn't really go any farther than that. But we left the the sway bars on it, so I don't know. Oh, look at that, he broke a brake line. But the struts are kind of weak, oil filter's in a bad location. Other than that, they're okay for stock class. And he didn't even move any wiring in this. Now, he did start sandbagging halfway through the feature, but that is the name of the game. I know you guys are waiting for the Mini Cooper. It's tucked away, so you guys can't get a sneak peek at it. Make sure you come back for the aftermath of the Mini Cooper. I was impressed, but I got DQ'd. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll show you what happened.